realtor, lender, realtor, Dallas-Fort Worth real estate.
But not the boring content.
All right, now today we're going to talk about some client stories. We're going to do a client story per this video, and we'll do some more client stories.
Perfect.
Client wins, client struggles, all the real stuff. So I want to talk about one that we recently had. I was on the listing, had a buyer call in, connected them. You know exactly what's coming.
Yeah.
Connected them with Cory. I'm pretty sure Cory wanted to cut me from his list of realtors after this deal.
No, this is one of the craziest scenarios.
In my 11 years, and you made me do math the other day, I forgot the math, 9, 10 years.
Yeah.
He both were like, this is literally the craziest deal. This one we recently closed, and it dealt with hard negotiations up front, and we'll go into detail on that. First, I'm sorry, the qualifications up front, getting the loan.
Yes.
The negotiations up front, $25,000 low appraisal, and then the day of closing, not being able to close, not due to us, then somehow finding a way to close 3 days later. You start with the qualification.
Yeah, this one was a challenge. Obviously, I appreciate you connecting me with anybody.
He's lying.
That comes through, and I try to offer some incentives on my partner's listings just to add some value, and then obviously try to give some reassurance on pre-approval for the buyers coming through. So this one was a battle. Mm-hmm. This one came to me with really not enough funds for down payment and closing costs. Mm-hmm. Had the funds for down payment, and then a pretty low credit score, which brings its own challenges.
It's the lowest that you've ever approved.
The lowest that I've ever gotten approved. Through my DU findings. Yeah, and then self-employed on top of that. So it was a lot of moving parts here, and then of course, just with a few tweaks and a couple adjustments. Was she married? I don't remember. She was married. So and it was an FHA.
Did FHA, so he had to sign at closing. Yep. But he didn't have to be on the qualification, right?
So he doesn't have to be on.
I don't remember that part.
So Texas is a community property state, which is another thing that a lot of people don't understand. Yeah. Which means if you are married, which she was, the significant other's credit score doesn't have to be included on the loan, but their debts do.
Okay, that's what it is.
So we have to include them. And obviously if the credit score is too low, we can't use them on the file for income or anything like that. So just debts. So another challenging thing. And then by the time
I'm making you relive.
It was a battle, but they're super grateful.
It's one of those tough files, right? And so you finally got them pre-qualified, because I remember you're like, hey, this is going to take some work, and then you did whatever you do.
Yeah, we got conditional approval, which was like, whew.
Which that's a very important piece, because we wouldn't have accepted this buyer for my listing if we didn't have the conditional approval.
Yeah.
So it wasn't just like, what's a pre-approval.
Yeah, pre-approval.
So you want the pre-qualification, okay? As a listing agent, as a buyer, really. But as a seller, if you're not represented by us, we always push for the pre-qualifications. So we got that letter from you.
Yep.
Then came the negotiations. We were priced at that time at $575. They came in, I think it was like $550 with 10 or 15K in closing costs, because she needed closing costs.
I think it was 15 initially.
Well, the other thing that we didn't state was she was under contract on a different house. So she had to terminate on that house, lose her earnest money to come buy this one. And the reason she did that is because ours had a pool. Yeah. And she really wanted a pool. And ours was 4 years old.
Yeah, in a new construction neighborhood.
In a neighborhood she really wanted. So she was willing to do that and then ask for closing costs to help recoup costs, things like that. So we finally came to terms with the seller. Right?
Yep.
You moved forward, got everything done. The appraisal came.
Yep.
Now, during the time while we were under contract for the appraisal, sellers, please listen up. We cannot control desperate competition around you, okay? Just because they're listed, let's say at $560, and that was a good comp for you, if they sell before we sell, and they sell at a much lower price, which happened on 2 of the comps in this appraisal, and when I say much lower, like 45K lower, they sold. We can't control that. So unfortunately, the comps came in lower, the appraisal came in 25K low. Now the issue there is the buyer still needed the closing costs.
Yep.
So now we're looking at 35K low, right?
Yep.
So we somehow still came to terms with the seller and the buyer.
It was kind of like a domino effect of contingencies, and it needed it closed.
I remember at one point just staring at my ceiling. I was like, okay, how are we going to figure this out? And, my husband walking, he was like, are you okay? I was like, not now. Let me
Get out.
Let me just get out. figure this like being my moment.
Yeah.
So then we figured that out, and then that Friday, so that was on a Wednesday or Thursday.
Yeah, so that was Thursday.
Right
So we
before
got clear to close as soon as you got the amendment adjusted. It was a Wednesday, clear to close Thursday for a Tuesday close.
Then fund verification on Friday.
Yep, everything's done. Clear to close is through.
Correct.
We have bank statements. Everything's done.
Once you get the clear to close, that means pretty much.
Set.
Well, they're like, we are legit giving you the loan, right? You always wait to the clear to close. But there is a saying in real estate, it's not closed until it's funded, right?
Yep.
So we wake up to text on the day of closing.
Yep.
From the buyer's agent, who was actually on my team as well.
Early in the morning.
We can't close today. They don't have the funds. So we're like, what do you mean?
Yeah, what happened?
Because funds were verified. So I'll let you take over that part.
Yeah, it was a very bizarre situation, one that we've never experienced, where funds get spent from clear to close to before closing, right? And so part of, one of the main steps of a pre-approval and obviously clear to close, conditional, the whole process is verifying assets, funds to close. We really deep dive into bank statements and look at transactions, big deposits, all that stuff, source, all different kinds of things. So it's very detailed in bank statements, and everything was set and good.
Yep.
And in the meantime, between clear to close and the time she was supposed to go sign, she had sent us a text and said she can't close because she didn't have enough money now.
So how did we figure that one out? Because most people aren't in a position that they can just get that type of money. But remember, she's a business owner. So she had other business deposits lined up. So we worked with the seller. We got an extension. I think it was 3-day extension.
3-day extension, yep.
And on the day of the third day of the extension for closing, she got her funds deposited. We all moved forward to closing.
Yes, and they were deposits from her work.
Yes, so they were verified.
The money didn't come magically out of the air or from anywhere else.
She had those lined up.
It was lined up. They were, I think, delayed. It sounded like from her event that she had put on. So,
but
we got it done.
The stress that you didn't have to feel was I had the seller who was under contract closing on her house that next day, contingent on her house selling. So there is a ball of stress. Now, if you guys noticed, the last videos I did, my hair was darker, and now it's dyed because I had to dye out all the gray hair that came in that week. So anyways, we ended up getting it to closing. The buyer is happy. She and her husband are enjoying the house now. We're glad we were able to do that. The seller was able to move on and buy her a new home. I've seen them post pictures of their new home.
And you strategically structured the closing for your seller several days before she had to have the funds to close on her new house for something maybe potentially like this to come up. So at the end of the day, problems arise. Puzzles are my favorite for a reason. Yep.
I love figuring out issues.
Which is like most of this business.
Which, once again, we laugh because I gave him a really hard file, and any other lender probably would have kicked it back, be like, no, I'm not going to figure this one out. And he did. And I think that's an important business partner to have.
Well, thank you. Yeah. And of course, we, as a broker, we have some flexibility that some places might not have, like where I was prior.
Yeah.
With some of the overlays and stuff. So.
And I also just want to say shout out to our spouses, because I'm sure that was not a fun time to go through with our stress.
Yeah, like 7:30 in the morning, Katie's like, "Why are you so quiet?" I'm like,
my husband
can't help with the kids.
When my face just like when I just zone out, he's like, "Let her be."
yeah.
Because I'm problem solving in my head.
Can you put the boys' shoes on?
Yeah. No, not today. I'm overstimulated right now.
Just sit here and think about how terrible this is.
I know. So, anyways, not bad deals. Hard deals like that do happen, but we figured it out. So, high five to you.
High five.
All right, next episode.